Hey there YouTube, welcome to my domain. This is Everything Animated. So, you want to know what my top 10 worst of 2015 anime was? I'd be happy to tell you. First off, let me just say, this was a very unmemorable year as far as animes, because last year in 2013 had some of the best ones to come out in recent years. When it comes to this, it had some of the most generic, average, and could have been better animes of 2015 of this year. Here's to hoping next year will be better, and let's get started. Let me just say right off the bat, Charlotte, even though I know this was on everybody's like high, top 3, 2, or 1 worst animes of the year, for me, it's not as bad as everyone says it is. This anime, Charlotte, is made by the same guy who did Angel Beats. And to me, I think Angel Beats is a little overrated. But it's good. It's just the ending and conclusion is just way too rushed. I have a review of it. You already know if you've been with me this long. But Charlotte had so much potential, and it had so much going for it, and it had a great twist that caught me off guard. It's just that the ending was terrible. If they could have ended it any other way, it would have been at least okay. It would have been not bad. Do I think it's the worst I've ever seen? No. Those are coming up. But for this one to be considered the worst of 2015? No, not even. But the reason I have it at number 10 is because the ending kind of ruined it. And it made the list because it had potential and then it just dropped. If you haven't seen it, it's basically people with superpowers. There's some twists that happens that I don't want to spoil it. And then the ending is just so god awful that it makes the whole thing like not worth it. So it had potential. It's like school life. It had so much potential and then it just dwindled and became just awful. So Charlotte at number 10. The reason I have it on here is for the plain fact that there was some shows that were in this same category that I thought were better. I don't think this show is as good as people say it is. The only reason people even like this show is because of ribbon tits. And for people to say that the show is good just based on somebody's cosplay, to me makes it overrated and dumb. It has the same sort of elements that SAO had. It's very cliche. The fighting scenes are the only thing that are good in this show, but other than that, it's nothing special. Freaking, the Six Braves was way better than this show, and it was almost kind of the same thing. But this is the reason why I put it on a little higher than Charlotte is because of the fact that the reason why people give it all this attention and all this hype, it's overhyped. You can't idolize one thing and be like, oh yeah, that's the reason why it's good. No, you have to have a good main character. You have to have a good story. You can't just make it out to be sorta online again, but in a different realm with different women. It just becomes boring because it's pretty much the same thing. And let's face it, the first 12 episodes of Sorta Online were the best. Everything else just kind of tapped out towards the end, and I made it halfway through season 2 before I was just like, I'm done with this show. So, this one at number 9. Ah yes, Gangsta. I put it a little higher because of the fact that we're never going to see another season of Gangsta again. The studio went bankrupt and it went under, and this was their last creation, was Gangsta. It had so much potential. It was good, and I liked it, and it was entertaining, but boy, way to go right for the heart and make it feel like Dead Man Wonderland all over again, where it just ends in the middle of a very important scene, and then I go, are you serious? That's how it ends? It ends, and you're left wondering if this guy's gonna die or if he's gonna live, and it's just... I understand it's not the studio's fault, but it's like they could have at least tried maybe to do something. I hope somebody picks it up and turns it into something else. Maybe continues the show. Netflix, they're picking up animes. I'm just hoping that they can find a way to bring it back. Dead Man Wonderland, Season 2, make it happen. Gangsta Season 2, make it happen. The reason why it's high up here is because, like I said, as of now, we'll probably never see another season as long as we live, and it's just really disappointing to know that it's going to end like that. So, yeah. The reason I put Comet Lucifer on here is because it's pretty much the average, what we saw in fall 2015. There was like maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 shows that looked exactly like this. The Asterisk Wars were the same. There was another one that was the same. I can't remember their names right off the top of my head, but this pretty much embodies everything that was fall 2015, minus One Punch and Noragami. This one is just... had good first couple episodes, and then they had to go ahead and put in a fucking mascot. A stupid, high-pitched, squealy-looking thing, and it just falls flat on its face, and to me, it's going to be very forgettable. This, just like all those other shows, are going to be very forgettable. No one's going to remember them. No one's going to magically cosplay as them. There's nothing memorable about these shows, not even the characters. And for that, it gets my spot at number 7 because, like I said, it shows what 2015 was. It had a lot of shows, but they were very, very forgettable. You had to sift through all the sand to find a couple of hidden gems to really, really see what was good out there. The reason why I have this at number 6 is because, well, it's just dumb. It has a premise of, people shooting toy guns, and then they turn it into something so incredibly dark and serious to where it's like, dude, you're playing with toy fucking guns. This isn't like it's life or death. You're gonna shoot somebody and be like, it's my fault. She never wants to play a gun. And it's like, it's just a game. It's a toy gun. I understand there's some people that in real life take things too seriously, but this whole anime took itself way too seriously. It could have been something fun, the whole gender identity thing where they all thought she was a guy. Could have been something fun, but this is a prime example of when shows take themselves way too seriously. You can either be a serious show, you can be a serious show blend in comedy. There's some shows that can do that really well. Full Metal Alchemist is good at doing that. Or you can just be a completely goofy show and be over the top and ridiculous, and we'd be fine. But if you're going to go ahead and say, hey, I got this toy gun and it means life or death, and blah, 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 it's like, please, to get over yourself. Yeah, very forgettable. Very forgettable. So, I first heard about this show and I was like, hell no. So I decided to watch it, and I was like, well, that pretty much was what I expected it to be. People in frickin' bear costumes and bear outfits and girls loving other girls and all that other shit, and it's like, I've seen Yuri's and I've seen all that kind of stuff, and it don't bother me, but it's just dumb. Not my cup of tea, not my favorite kind of show, and I understand people like it because of what it is, but not me. This is a show that I don't like. I don't like the weird bear lesbian stuff. It almost kind of reminded me of a poor man's Attack on Titan. It was just so goofy. Oh, the bears, they came over the wall, they started attacking. What? Just dumb. If you enjoyed it, go for it, but this is not my type of thing. Season 2 of Nessa Koi. Last year, or should I say 2014, showed Nessa Koi, and it was fun. It had very memorable girls, it had very memorable characters, and it was entertaining, and it was neat, and I just wanted to see where they would go with this. And what did we get instead? We got a middle finger, we got fan service galore, we got no story except for maybe 2 episodes out of 12 or how many episodes there were. We got 2 really good episodes, and then everything else was just garbage. Everything, they had a magical girl episode. They introduced a new character that it's probably one of the most annoying characters in that show, and it was just terrible. They had something good and they ruined it. And that's why I put it so high, is because it was nothing more than just for people to go, oh, look at Onodera, oh, look at Tsudoge, and look at all the other girls. I forget their names right now. But look at all of them. Aren't they cute and adorable? Yes, they're cute and adorable. Are we going to get a story out of it? There are shows where they have good-looking women and they have story. Don't give us fan service. You gave us a bunch of OVAs before this season came out, and when you said there was going to be a second season, I thought, okay, this is going to be a second season. It was just a really long OVA, is what it was, with 2 serious episodes that were good. I'm not saying they always have to be serious, I'm just saying that it added story and character development, those 2 episodes out of 12. That's ridiculous. When it comes to shows that really missed the mark, I should say, How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend missed everything, in my opinion. You start your first episode with episode 0, and I'm just so completely confused, going, what's going on? Why? Who are these characters and why should I care? And then the second episode was episode 1. And then that's where it began. First of all, if you're going to start a show, you should have started with episode 1. Don't start with episode 0 and make us all confused. And even when I saw episode 1 and 2, I tried my best. I really tried to get into it. All it turned into was just a boring, stupid, I don't care episode about girls that I don't care. They had all the character tropes and all the character traits of what you'd expect from all these women. And it's a harem. And harems can be good or bad. This one is one of the bad ones. And they're making a season 2 of it. That there shows you exactly what's wrong with anime. Is the fact that shows like this, that are bland and average, get second seasons. But then you have shows that have some of the best storytelling and have so much potential and all this other shit, and they get shot down and they're just one-off right after. Read the manga! After the first season. And yeah, just a completely non-eventful show. Everything what you'd expect would happen happened in this show, and nah, don't care for it. When it comes to shows that I hate, this was high up there. Attack on Titan Junior High. I understand it's supposed to be, it doesn't take place in the same timeline, of Attack on Titan. But the reason why I hate it is because it's been 3 years, Attack on Titan. You go ahead and you make 2 movies, 2 live action movies that we didn't ask for. You tease us and say, oh, there's going to be a season 2, because remember how the first season ended? There's going to be a season 2. So you gotta wait and be a good boy. And there's video games, and there's merchandise, and there's everything and anything. And what do we get? this stupid piece of shit that we didn't ask for and we didn't care for, but we got it. And I watched the first episode and said, everybody should be fired who made this stupid show, because there's no reason for it. I get it, and I've seen shows that were serious and then they made little chibi sort of stuff on the side. That's fine. But to just basically keep us in suspense and keep us waiting, and they know they have us waiting. They know Attack on Titan is their most popular show. So it's almost as if this was a middle finger basically saying, this is what you can wait for, and this is what you're gonna have to watch because we own you. So I just said, fuck you. I ain't watching your stupid piece of shit motherfucking show. I am watching One Punch Man, and I am ignoring anything that has to do with Attack on Junior High, butt fucking whatever. It's stupid. The show basically is high school. Titans go to school. These people go to school and they go to separate... what? It's dumb. It's stupid. It's terrible. It's horrible. What really pissed me off is if they made another season of that and they didn't make another season of Attack on Titan, I would be furious. Yeah, just skip it altogether. If you're a fan of Attack on Titan, I guess watch it, but if you want to be slapped in the face, knock yourself out. This was the worst show I've ever seen, both this year and probably, well, I don't know, maybe not of all time, because Kiss Sis is pretty terrible, but this one is dumb. I mean, people actually pay their hard-earned cash just to watch this shit, and to say that, oh, this is entertaining? Really? Please tell me what's so entertaining about a freaking whiny little brat screaming and crying because they want something. And not only that, but because they're ashamed just to show their fan side, their nerd self, because they are at school a cute, adorable high school girl, but when they come home they turn into, you know, this nerd and all that. Be true to yourself. That's what this show should be about, is being true to yourself. But no, they perpetuate the whole, oh, if people find out I'm this, they're gonna go ahead and ridicule me. Who gives a fuck? I'm a nerd. Represent Batman on my shirt. I love football, I love heavy metal, I love all kinds of things, and I let people know it, because nobody gives a shit. But in this show, we go ahead and we are, you know, our main character, that's all they do. She eats food, she cries all the time, and she has an older brother, and of course there's a fucking sister complex right there, and she's like, Onisha, please give me all this stuff, and it's like, fuck you, bitch, I wouldn't give you shit. But that's entertaining to people. That's entertaining, is when we see a whiny little girl just crying and complaining, saying how she wants something. I have a child, and I can tell you that that part of his life, when he screamed and cried and did all that stuff, was not entertaining, and that was just awful. And you expect me to pay money to go, yep, that's entertaining? It has a catchy intro, and it's kind of different because the girl looks all pretty, but then when she comes home she turns into somebody else. That's the only thing it has going for it. Other than that, it's a dumb show. It's what's wrong with anime, and I guarantee you this is gonna make a second fucking season, because people over in Japan and here like it. And it sucks because shows like Snafu, shows like Death Parade, well, not Death Parade, what the hell, Dead Man Wonderland and Sekirei, all those kinds of shows won't be getting made because of stupid shit like this. So, hope y'all enjoy it. It's my worst anime I've seen in 2015. And that was my painstakingly awful list of animes of 2015. I'm working right now on my first impressions of the winter 2016 season, and I gotta say right now, it is a lot better than last season because the fall was terrible. This season is a breath of fresh air. It's really good so far. So far. That could all change in April. So, thank you for stopping by. Let's get it on 2016 from Everything Animated.